I bought a broken Game Boy Classic on eBay, and in today's video, I'm going to be fixing it up, playing some games, and then giving it to a subscriber. Now before we do anything, let's review the listing. Now this thing was listed for $49.99, and after shipping and tax, I paid about $60 for it. Now it was listed as for parts are not working, and as you can see from the pictures, as well as the description, that it's being sold for parts or repair because there are lines on the screen. But look, that's actually a really common problem with these Game Boy DMGs. The seller says the screen cover's loose, but he'll leave it up to me to glue it back on, and he notes that the battery contacts are clean and it's in exceptional physical condition. So yeah, I'm excited to see what we got here, so let's go ahead and open it up. So this thing is actually in pretty decent overall condition. Now yes, the glue is 35 years old, so the screen cover doesn't stay on anymore, but meh. But yeah, no, the contrast and volume sliders both feel really good. Power switch works, and the external connector cover is still on there, which tells me that if it was played a lot, it was at least taken care of. And just like the listing said, the battery contacts are clean. So don't get me wrong, it's not in perfect condition. It has some scuffs and scratches, but remember this thing is 35 years old, so let's go ahead and take it apart and see if we can't fix that screen. So first, let's put some batteries in it, turn it on, and see what the screen looks like. Yep, those are our lines. Okay, now let's open it up. Okay, this is the motherboard for the power supply, and this thing is in amazing condition. I mean, there's absolutely no corrosion, and it's not even dirty. That's definitely a really good sign. This is the circuit board for the screen, buttons, contrast wheel, and other things like that. Again, look at the condition of this thing. This is one of the best conditioned front motherboards on a Game Boy Classic I think I've ever seen. I mean, this thing was taken care of. Even the speaker's clean. Now, to work on the screen, we need to power it. So I'm going to go ahead and reconnect the ribbon cable that connects the screen to the power management board. We should be able to turn the Game Boy on and access the part of the screen that we need to fix. Now I really don't want the back of the display motherboard to short circuit with anything on the power management board. So I'm going to go ahead and add this piece of bubble wrap that the seller shipped it in as a layer of insulation between the two. Now I'll add some batteries and make sure the screen still turns on. Okay, so the next and really only tool we're going to need to actually fix this thing is a soldering iron. So I went up and picked up this cheap one from a local Harbor Freight near me. It was like $7 after tax, and honestly it'll do exactly what I need it to do. You don't need anything special. Now honestly, it would be really helpful if I had one that could control the temperature, because this next part's really sensitive and you can't be too careful with it. So honestly that would be nice, but this does exactly what I need it to do. Now the first thing we're going to have to do is slowly peel back this protective pad. Followed by its adhesive strip. Okay, now this is the really difficult part. Here, the soldering iron needs to gently apply heat to any area on the ribbon cable directly under missing lines. I like to use a circular motion because it helps me keep the iron moving. I cannot stress how important it is to not let your soldering iron sit in one place for too long, because you can burn the ribbon cable. Now I'm just using my pointer to show you, but now let's get the actual soldering iron. And as the ribbon cable slowly heats up, you can see the lines start to flicker. All we're doing is remelting the old solder under the ribbon cable that may have stopped conducting electricity, which then causes the dead vertical lines. Now this process can take a while, so be patient. And if all goes well, this is what you should see. Okay, so I've got Game Boy parts and tools all over here, but before we do anything else, I want to talk about this giveaway. Now, I'm going to be giving this exact Game Boy an authentic copy of Super Mario Land and a gold 3D printed display stand to one of my subscribers. Now, to enter this giveaway, you only have to do two things. You have to, one, of course, be a subscriber, and two, you have to leave a comment down below. Now, I know how it's easy to think, well, I'm never going to win, but as of recording this on July 27th, 2024, I have fewer than 500 subscribers, so you actually have a decent chance. So again, all you have to do is be subscribed and leave a comment down below, and I'm willing to ship it for free to any of the lower 48 states. Now, you will be picked by random, so nobody has a leg up. And then exactly 7 days after this video is released, I'll pick a random subscriber, and if they commented on the video, I'll reply to their comment letting them know that they've won. So that's it. If you're interested in getting a free Game Boy Classic, Super Mario Land, and a stand for it, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down below. But enough of that, let's get back to fixing this thing. Alright, so this next part might be a little controversial, but honestly, I don't care. Now yes, I could absolutely go ahead and wash and refurbish this shell, but honestly, it's a lot easier if I just go ahead and buy an aftermarket one. This is one that I picked up for like $15 on eBay, and honestly, I chose to go this route simply because I don't feel like everything needs to be authentic. Now, I plan to keep the original button membranes and stuff like that, but only because they're higher quality than the ones you get in these kits. But as for the shell, I'm gonna go ahead and swap it over into one that is brand new. So let's go ahead and swap it over. Now we need to remove all the internals from the old shell. Alright, out with the old, and in with the new. Now to unbox the new shell. This one's really nice because it comes with about everything you need. It even comes with Nintendo's Tri-Wing and a Phillips head screwdriver. Now here, I'm going to use a $3 bottle of isopropyl alcohol as well as some Q-tips to help clean the Game Boy. This helps keep the volume and contrast sliders smooth and functional, and you can use it on the membrane contacts as well as on the circuit board to help lengthen this thing's already impressive lifespan. And now, we just move everything into the new shell. After loading up a copy of Super Mario Land, we can see that all the buttons function and the screen works exactly as it should and no longer has any missing lines. And just like that, we have a working Game Boy Classic. And guys, I had a lot of fun doing this. Something you may not know about me is when I was a kid, like 11 or 12 years old, I used to actually buy Game Boys broken off eBay, fix them, and resell them. I know, I had a lot of side hustles as a kid. But no, seriously, it's been a long time since I've done that, and it was really fun to relive the nostalgia and do it for you guys. And don't forget, this exact Game Boy and copy of Super Mario Land will be given away to one of you guys. So again, if you're interested in winning a free Game Boy, hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down below. Now guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I want to thank you so much for watching this, and for only having 2 long-form pieces of content up, you guys sure have shown me a lot of love. So again, I want to thank you so much for all the love, tips, and bits of advice you guys have shared with me. Again, thanks for watching, and until the next one, see ya.